Good morning, I'm Jim Brewer, principal of Northland Pines High School, and welcome to this month's podcast. Today I'm surrounded by some outstanding new teachers that we have here at Northland Pines, and they've had about 2 months now to become acclimated to our building, and I can tell you they are doing a terrific job. We have 4 of them here today. We have 2 others that are not here with us today, but we'll catch up with them at a later date. Okay, so what I want to do is have them introduce themselves, tell them a little bit about who they are, where they came from, and maybe compare and contrast from other school districts to what they're experiencing here at Northland Pines. And we're going to start out to my left with an alumni of Northland Pines, Mr. Jake Adams.
Like Mr. Brewer said, my name is Jake Adams. Alum, I graduated in 2004. I completed my undergrad at UWSP, got my degree in Phy Ed and Health. After I graduated, I actually took a job down in Milwaukee, taught down there, a couple different schools for 3.5 years before I moved back up here last fall. Subbed here for a little bit. My experience, the kids here are fantastic. Very rarely do I ever even have to tell a kid to, behave or whatever the case is. They're, especially compared to my Milwaukee kids, are just fantastic. So it's a pleasure being here.
Nice. Well, and Jake does a fabulous job in our academic coaching centers, and he is also doing some adaptive Phy Ed for us and actually expanding that role in adaptive Phy Ed. And I couldn't be more pleased with the work that he's doing. When you go into his academic coaching center, and for those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically kind of a study hall. But Jake really does a nice job of monitoring the work that students do, keeping track of their grades and where they're at, their strengths and weaknesses, and really get to know the kids and the relationship that he's building. And Jake, I really appreciate what you're doing for us here at Northland Pines and helping us become a better school all around. So next to Jake is Jacob Schuler, okay, and I'll have Jake introduce himself.
All right, I'm Jacob Schuler. I'm originally from central Wisconsin, and I also went to UWSP. I got my degree in education. From there, I went south, also towards Milwaukee. We got a lot in common, names and geographic. What's the word I'm looking for? Career paths. But so I was down in Elkhorn. I started in East Troy, Wisconsin, for a semester. That position went to part-time, and then I went over to Elkhorn, which is kind of a neighbor, and I was there for 3 years, where I taught AP Psychology and World History and kind of a plethora of social studies courses. I was also the head softball coach there, and will actually be recently took on that role here at Northland Pines. I'm really excited about that. Coming to Northland Pines, I guess the biggest difference and the grandest thing for me is just the facility. It's impressive. It's the best high school I've worked in easily, and in my opinion, probably the best high school in the state, especially for the size of student body that we have here. We can do a lot with what we have here. And that's exciting for me, especially as a coach, and thinking about, and the other part that's exciting about that is I'm kind of a community-oriented guy, and to have this facility in this community, it shows that the community cares about education. And that's probably been my, favorite thing about working here so far is just that vibe of the community-centered, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but just the sense that the community cares about the school and the community cares about what we're doing here, and so much so that they've provided us this facility. So it kind of motivates you to really give back and to do your best in that sense.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you brought up the facilities and the community support that we have. And, it is very evident that we have a lot of community support, and that is extremely appreciated. And we encourage community members to come on in and see Jake. And to my right, we'll be introduced to, some other outstanding educators that we have here. Come on in and see them at work in this beautiful facility. And Jake, I wish you all the best, in your softball endeavor here and helping to rebuild a program that, we're excited to see you be able to do. So thank you for everything that you're doing. To my right here, we'll start out with Samantha Lichtenwald. And Samantha is a guidance counselor for us. And so Sam, how's your experience going at Northland Pines?
It's pretty fantastic. This is my first job after graduating with my master's. I'm originally from Loves Park, Illinois. So I went to school at St. Norbert College, so familiar with northern Wisconsin, but did my master's in Illinois. So moving up here was sort of overwhelming, and similar to what Jake said, the facility is so impressive, but what I found to be really helpful is it does feel like a community here. I feel so supported by the teachers and the administrators, and the kids are fantastic. So I work here at the high school, and I also work with Soar Middle School and Soar High School, and then I spend 1 day a week at Land O'Lakes Elementary School, which is really fun for me because I kind of feel like I get an overall appreciation of what our kids are doing and kind of what their needs are. So it's really fantastic, and I'm enjoying it a lot.
Oh, good. And I'm really glad that you brought up SOAR, particularly SOAR High School. SOAR High School is a new high school, a charter school that we have here through Northland Pines, and it's directly located upstairs in this building at the high school, and I'm glad you brought it up because that is a new endeavor that we're doing. It's a project-based high school where they're doing a lot of civic orientation for the students, and Sam's doing a great job for us here at Northland Pines as a guidance counselor, starting to develop, those critical relationships with students, not only students but parents and guardians and other staff members. And I thank you for your service. She does promise to be a Green Bay fan, even though she grew up in Northern Illinois. That was one of the keys when we hired her. So we had to figure that out. To Sam's right is Mrs. Sweeney, Lisa Sweeney. Lisa came to us from the Rhinelander School District. So Lisa, how are things going?
Things are going very, very well. They kind of brought up everything already, so I think I got the easiest job here. But the reason I was excited about the move and transfer from Rhinelander was the simple fact of just community. And I brought my kids up here with me because I want that sense, that community sense, and just the facilities are beautiful, and it's been just a really good transition for my family and stuff. It took me a little while to figure out that education is where I wanted to be, but I had taught in Rhinelander for 12 and a half years before I made this transition, and I'm enjoying even the drive right now because it's time that I get to spend with my kids, and we just get to talk about what's going to happen during the day and what's going to decompress. But overall, this has been a great transition and a great thing for my family, and I just love how supportive I feel in this building and just how great the kids are and all of the above. It's just been really good.
Well, good. And I'm really comforted to hear that things are going well with your family and the drive back and forth. And I feel the same way as I have 2 children that attend the district as well. And it's a great opportunity to spend some time in the car talking about school and seeing the nature on the way to and from home and talking about that as well. So I'm comforted to hear that that's that case. And, like I say, folks, I'm surrounded. We are blessed in many ways to have these folks and others within this wonderful building that has been spoken of already. Our students are in terrific hands. This is by far the best staff that I've had in my 5 years here at Northland Pines, and the best staff that Northland Pines has ever seen, thanks to these 4 and all the others that we have in this building. I do encourage all of you, if you get an opportunity, come on in to Northland Pines, see this facility, see these folks at work. We would love to see you and work together collaboratively to do what we can for the betterment of our students. So I thank you for watching our podcast, and go Eagles.